Hey guys, so I was supposed to do a question video where I answered all the questions that you guys had, because I do have a lot of them on my Telegram group, but somebody mentioned that I should do like a tip where, what tip I can give, beginners, if you're just starting to trade or you want to think about it, and so on and so forth. So I did write down about 10 tips that I feel like are really good, sort of, if you're starting. The first one I had on there was be patient. You do want to be patient. You don't want to rush in, and you don't want to, you don't want to have the fear of missing out, because at the end of the day, the market is not going anywhere. There's enough in there for everybody. So yeah, just be patient. And also the second one I had was have discipline. You want to discipline yourself, because it can help you a lot in the long run. The third one I had was take your emotions out of the chart. This one is a really big one. I have seen somebody take a trade and they were so mad that they broke. I was actually that person when I first started trading. When I first lost a really big trade, I blew my account, and I was so mad, and I was just like, oh my god. It's best to take your emotions out of the chart, because keep in mind that it is a risk, but also learn from that. So just keep your emotions out of the chart. I have seen where people were so disappointed, I guess, where they just quit. They're like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. Have realistic expectations. If you're starting, so for example, say you're starting with $500, don't expect to make $1 million overnight. That is not a realistic expectation. What I usually do is the goal with all the groups that I have, Telegram group, whether it was a messaging group or whatever group that it was, a Facebook group, I always tell people, have a goal of at least $100 a day, because you can make that, and if you were working a regular job, you would probably make at least that or less than that. So have realistic expectations. Don't expect to make $1 million overnight with just $500 in your account. I mean it's possible, but you're also risking losing the little $500 that you have. I'll just call this person back later. And learn from your mistakes. Go back to, if you lost a trade, go back to that trade. Look to see where you went wrong, or what you felt like you did wrong, or what went wrong, or anything like that, and see how you can better whether it was your entry point. See how you can better that, and just learn from all the little things, whether it was you not being patient, or just learn from those from the mistakes. Don't let it don't let it break you down or anything like that, or make you feel like you're not motivated enough. Be consistent. I always tell people, if you treat it like it's a habit, then you're not really going to make money. Treat it like it was a job for you. Like, it's not something that you want to do just because you want to make extra money for that one day. But you do have to be consistent. If you do want to make money, you have to be consistent. You can't just do it one day out of the month and then be like, oh, I'm not. Unless you like really grow your account and you're going on vacation and you just want to trade for that one day, then yeah. But if you're just starting, you have to be consistent. Because there's a lot to learn on the way. You have to keep learning. So be consistent. Don't revenge trade. I've seen this a lot, where somebody was so mad that they just went on and just started trading, and just, that is a bad idea, because you can actually blow your account from that, because you're not really thinking clearly. So don't revenge trade. So it's just like saying don't drink and drive. Don't revenge trade. The next one I have in there is stick to your trading plan. if you have a plan and you know, you say, oh, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to do it, stick to that. Don't change it because somebody else say, oh no, well, I think you're doing this wrong, that's not the trading. No, something that works for them might not work for you, and something that works for you might not work for them. So stick to your plan and your trading plan and your trading view, and yeah, control your risk. You don't want to be at a 1,000 pips lost and you keeping it, because you can blur your account. So you have to control your risk. You don't want to be that person that blew their account because their ego got in the way. You know, they feel like, oh, this is gonna turn around. And say if you were buying and it becomes a bearish market and you bought and it just keeps going down and you're like, no, it's gonna go up the other way and stuff like that, and it just keeps going down, and now you're at a 500 pips loss and you're like, no, it's okay, it's all right, let's just keep going. And then it keeps going down, and then next thing you know, you have news and it keeps going down. It's like, be confident. You know, you made your analysis, you sure about it, so on and so forth. Be confident. So these are the little 10 tips that I had. Again, they were: be patient, have discipline, take your emotions out of the trade, have realistic expectations, be consistent, don't revenge trade, stick to your trading plan, control your risk. You know, use good risk management, and be confident, you know. And I believe that everybody can trade. You just have to be consistent. You have to take the time, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's it for this video. All right, guys.